And let me be clear, this isn't about faking. It's not about pretending you don't feel pain. It's about choosing not to give it the steering wheel. You will feel, you should. Emotion is not the enemy, but reaction, impulsive, unfiltered reaction, that's the thief. Imagine being in the middle of an argument and choosing silence. Not because you've lost, but because you no longer need to win. Imagine being rejected and responding with gratitude. Not because it didn't sting, but because you trust it redirected you. Imagine walking through failure and keeping your posture. Not because you're delusional, but because you know the story isn't over. That is strength. That is character. The world teaches us to show up bold, loud, aggressive. But power, true power, doesn't scream. It doesn't react. It moves, unbothered, strategic, calm. When you learn to act like nothing can hurt you, not out of ego, but from quiet self-mastery, you change the temperature in every room you walk into. And when the world finally realizes they can't move you, they start moving around you. There is a kind of man who doesn't rush, doesn't explain, doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. He walks like he's seen storms before, because he has. And he knows they pass. He knows you don't have to swing at every shadow to prove your strength. You don't have to flinch when the wind changes. You just keep walking forward one silent, certain step at a time. That kind of composure is rare, because most people are still ruled by the old programming that you must be liked to succeed, that you must fight for validation, that if they don't clap, you must not be worthy. But those who rise the highest are the ones who need the least from others. It's the entrepreneur who keeps building while everyone laughs. The artist who paints masterpieces no one understands yet. The leader who walks alone until the world catches up. They are not unbreakable because they were born different. They are unbreakable because they stopped asking permission to be powerful. This world will not hand you peace. It will not wrap confidence and clarity in a bow and set it at your feet. Know the world tests you with chaos, with noise, with judgment. And your job is to not blink, to sit with yourself and build an internal fortress so solid that even when everything around you trembles, you don't. Voice intensifies, conviction builds. Think of Thomas Edison failing 10,000 times before perfecting the light bulb. Think of how many nights he could have raged at failure, cursed the process, doubted his mission, but instead he remained calm. He adjusted. And with each mistake, he refused to hand over his composure.